Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, architect Raksha Bongirwar, faculty from Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Architecture, Akodi, Pune. My topic is green building and CO2 emission in green building construction. I am presenting this topic under the International FDP program on environmental and sustainability. In my video, I already explained about the sustainable or green building. Sustainable or green building is a concept of using resources more efficiently while creating more energy efficient and sustainable homes, offices, schools, and other buildings. In week 2 video, I have talked about the green building standards. Green building rating and certification system require an integrated design process to create projects that are environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout the building life cycle, from siting to design, construction, operation, maintenance, renovation, and demolition. After learning week 1, week 2 and week 3, 4 videos, student will learn about the social, technical, environment and economic factors. First, social. In social, student learn the influences that a design has on individual, communities, regions and culture are central to the development of sustainable product and process. In technical, students learn that a design must meet the technical requirement of product or process under consideration. In environmental, students learn to design product and process to minimize use of our energy and material resources. In economic, students learn to analyze short-term and long-term economic requirement of product and process design. Next is ISO and IEC standards, its purposes. First is ISO TC 163. Its purpose is thermal performance and energy use in the built environment. Second is ISO TC 205. Its purpose is building environment design. Third is ISO 21930. Its purpose is comparability, efficiency and reliability. In comparability, ensure that comparable environmental information is generated and used without creating technical barriers to trade. In efficiency, reduce the environmental footprint through a better understanding of the greatest impact, including those attributes both upstream and downstream within the chain of process involved in producing products. Third is reliability. Reliability provides increased credibility and a level of confidence that enables the public to use such information for decision making when choosing and using construction products. Then next, what is carbon footprint? Carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases produced to directly and indirectly support human activities, usually expressed in equivalent tons of carbon dioxide. Every day an enormous amount of carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere through industry, transportation, burning fossil fuels and even respiration of plants and living things. As the consequences of climatic change become clearer, both government and private sector companies are setting target for carbon emission reduction. Since these are regarded as the main greenhouse gases and their high concentration in the atmosphere lead to air pollution and acid rain among other consequences. So what is embodied carbon? Embodied carbon addresses the sum of the impact of all greenhouse gases emissions attributed to material throughout their life cycle. That is, a soil extraction, manufacturing, construction, utilization, maintenance and end of life disposal. In this diagram, I have shown that example of brick used in construction project. First, you can see the energy to dig the raw material out of the ground. The next embodied carbon is energy to shape clay, sand and water into blocks. Then third is energy to heat the shape blocks and turn them into bricks. Then for the transportation of the bricks to the site, then energy to lift the bricks on site, then Fourth is energy used if bricks are wasted and loss of resources if landfilled. So, global carbon dioxide emission by sectors. The construction industry has a significant impact with the material and construction products causing carbon dioxide emission in activities such as mining, transportation, factories, and combining chemical products. In this pie diagram, we can see that building operation, the total carbon dioxide emission is 28%, and for the concrete, steel, and aluminium, carbon dioxide emission is 22.7 percentage. For the industry is 20.3, and for the transportation is 23%, and for the other or miscellaneous is 6%. Green gas emission in construction project can be reduced by using smart material procurement method. In my next slide, I have explained by taking a building project. I have taken the building project A, that is a ground plus 4 floor structure. The total area of that floor is 20,000 square feet area, and built up area is 1 lakh built up area. The calculation of carbon dioxide emission for material used in external parameter of the building I have calculated, and mostly I have used the material is steel, cement, brick, and glass. In this table, I have calculated the final carbon dioxide emission in ton. So, in first column there is a material, in second is quantity use, third is average carbon dioxide emission, and total carbon dioxide in tons. I have used for this structure the total steel is used is 1000 ton, and average carbon dioxide emission is 3 tons per tons. So total carbon dioxide emission is 3000 ton. For the cement, quantity used in my building project is 3500 tons, and the carbon dioxide emission is 0.6 tons. The total is 2100 tons. Brick used, that is 1,51,000. Average carbon dioxide emission is 38 tons. So total carbon dioxide is 576. Then glass quantity used the 346. Then is carbon dioxide emission is 1.5 tons, and the total carbon dioxide emission is 520 tons. So for this building project, the total carbon dioxide emission is 6200 tons. So sustainability standard to minimize the carbon dioxide emission. So in order to meet the emission target, the construction industry has been trying to adopt various strategies to reduce the level of carbon dioxide that is produced during construction. Some of the strategies include: first is sustainable material, second is waste management, and third is transportation. In sustainable material, optimizing the use of less polluting material is an important way of cutting embedded carbon in new buildings. Around half of all carbon dioxide emission in the industry are from cement production. But in the manufacturing process and as a byproduct of the chemical reaction, low carbon cement are available, which are less energy intensive to produce, as they often include magnesia, enabling the absorption of carbon dioxide during curing. Second sustainability standard is waste management. Cutting waste through, that is 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. It is an important hierarchy for cutting carbon dioxide emission in construction. Waste is often produced by ordering excess material for a project, which emphasizes the need for accurate estimating and having effective strategies for reusing materials on other projects. Third is transportation. Currently, transportation accounts for around 20% of the carbon dioxide emission. Solutions that could be adopted include switching to more efficient vehicles and plant, sourcing material locally, thereby reducing the distance they have to be transported, and trying to condense delivery from the same suppliers wherever possible as a means of reducing the number of journey needed to and from the site. Other strategies are, there are several other strategies that can be undertaken to reduce carbon dioxide on construction site, such as producing an energy plan during early planning stage to assess the energy requirement of the project. Second is securing early high capacity electricity grid connection, thereby reducing the need for generators. Third is avoid using oversized generators. Efficient energy management in site offices, such as intelligent electrical installation, that is daylight sensors. Using site accommodation with an energy performance certificate EPC rating of A, B or C to reduce heating and lighting cost. Thank you.